Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. What it means to be a man. You know what, I've been seeing a lot of videos lately, just kind of addressing that issue. Well, mainly people attacking other people, man. And I don't like calling names on this joint, man, unless, you really get on my nerves, and then I'll call your name. But, I'd rather address the issue than a specific person, right? Or persons, as this case might be. But, you know what, man, I'm going to give my 2 cents on what it means to be a man, because too often, and this is especially with black men, but men, period, it seems like manhood is defined by the agenda of the other, right? Like a woman who wants to use a man for his money, she will define it as that man who's going to willingly part with his money to her without her having to do any work. That's a man to her. Or the woman who has 4 kids by 5 fathers, right? And yes, I said it correctly, 5 fathers. They didn't do the paternity test yet. Her idea of a manhood, a man, or what a man's supposed to be, is going to be that man who don't have his own kids, right? Who, spent a little bit of money to get condoms, who's being responsible, but she'll challenge his manhood because he don't want to take care of her kids by the 5 men, right? So, everybody has their own agenda. Or, when a man is trying to one-up another man, right? And he'll say, well, you ain't a man. You ain't a man. I got this house, I got this car and everything. I don't see how material goods make you a man. Homosexuals got houses and cars, right? Shit, women got houses and cars, right? That material possessions don't make you a man, right? I'll just say that straight up. Now, you want to have them, but you want to have your own, but, if a homosexual can get a house and car, or a woman can get it, does that make them a man? Yeah, anyway, right? What makes a man truly a man is being able to be responsible for his own life. Having responsibility, taking accountability for his own life, standing up, being able to say, you know what, I can take care of myself. Another person doesn't have to take care of me. Because you can't, and I've gone on record as saying, if you wanted to be, considered an alpha male, or, you know how I feel about that word, but an alpha male, you need to have sovereignty. But if you a man, look, you got to go out here and work. You got to take care of yourself, and you might have to do it working for somebody else. You still a man. Maybe not an alpha male, but you still a man. If you gotta you gotta feed yourself, clothe yourself, shit, depending on what culture you're in, build your own shelter. Well, shit, you're a man. It's really that simple. It's not that deep. Everybody want to do all that, but think about something. A child can't really do for self. Then they also, a child can't really be, or a little boy is not going to be responsible for his own actions. The true man will be responsible for his own actions, and he will take responsibility, whether they right or wrong. If he wrong on something, the true man is going to say, you know what, that's on me. That's on me, and he's going to face it head on. Because the true man is going to be able to look himself in the eye, look himself in the mirror, and say, you know what, I handled that. It ain't going to always be right, though, because we all fall short. We all make mistakes, right? We all make bad judgments. That's just life. The man is going to own up to his bad judgments. He's going to own up to his mistakes. He's going to own up to what he wasn't able to do. He's going to take responsibility. See, that is the key factor in what makes a man, right? Not man enough for somebody else. See, a lot of times women especially, are trying to get that guy to do something, and they'll make it like, if you not serving me, you're not a man. I'm like, nah, that's some bullshit, right? What somebody does for another person doesn't make them a man. It really don't. Now, if he do stuff for the other person anyway, he's just doing something for the other person. That's it. You know, if a man wants to take care of some other man's kids, that don't make him a man doing so. He's just doing that. What makes him a man is still taking care of himself, not going into that relationship, taking care of the kids, and then allowing the woman to take care of them, which does happen. You get some situations, a woman, they'll find some simp to take care of the, basically be the house husband or something. Nah, that ain't a man right there if that woman's taking care of it. No, it's when you take care of yourself. It's when you stand on your own. It's when you can make decisions as a man. It's when you have sovereignty over yourself. Now, I've talked about sovereignty at first, and I'm a big proponent of sovereignty overall. Right? A man, just having control over his life. But yes, we know that's hard. That's hard because, I still got to obey the laws out here. You still got to play by certain rules in a society. But I can control my response to these rules. That's a man. That's what it means to be a man. I can control my responses. I can control my reactions. I can control myself. I can control my appetites. Right? I can take responsibility for it. If I allow myself to really get out of shape, I can't blame everybody else. I can't say it's these women. Shoot, if I look in the mirror, I don't like what I see, I'm going to take responsibility and take care of it. If I don't like my living conditions, I'm going to take responsibility and change them. Right? I'm not going to say, oh, it's someone else. And sometimes, and there are some cases where in order to do that, you might have to extend that control or sovereignty over a greater territory, but that's another video. Right? At the very least, I'm responsible to myself. I'm taking care of myself. I don't have to look at somebody else and say, hey, this person can guide my life. Now, only situation where I feel like any man can't be a man is if they're mentally handicapped. And I do mean mentally handicapped. Because even a physically handicapped man, there's enough out here where he can take some responsibility over his life. And it's not about getting a job. Shoot, juvenile males get jobs. Boys get jobs. Right? People being a man allowing a woman to take care of him can get a job if she say, get your ass out here and get a job. But when he can direct his own life, when he has responsibility over his life, that makes him a man. In civilized cultures where they had rites of passage, a man wasn't allowed to be a part of the collective unless he passed the rites of passage, because otherwise he would be seen as a perpetual adolescent. And in fact, in many indigenous cultures, a man could die during the rites of passage, but in the logic of those cultures, they were like, well, if he can't be a man, he doesn't need to be alive anyway. So, and that's it. Everything else is extra, man. Everything else is extra. I know it's a part of a man to take care, protect the family, but that don't ultimately make a man. You got a lot of little boys out here popping out babies. Nah, that don't make somebody a man. If he can't take care of himself, how can he even take care of the babies? If he can't be responsible for himself, if he can't check himself, shoot. So, anyway, I'm going to go in here because I got to be responsible for how much weight I have or don't have on me. So I got to get in here and get in the gym and whatnot, right? And I know y'all probably say, Rom, shave that beard. Yeah, Rom's upgrading. Got to be around a more professional type of person, but that's another video. So anyway, right, that's it for today. I'll holler at y'all. Peace and blessings.